Hi everyone. So I'm reading the Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren, and I'm in my last couple of chapters, and there's 4 questions that relates to my testimony, and I just kind of wanted to share it on video. The first question is what my life was like before I met Jesus. Well, I met Jesus when I was 11 years old, so that was pretty young. But even when I met Jesus and I accepted him at 11 years old, by the time I was 17 or even like 16, 17, I've became rebellious. I became a rebellious teenager. I started dating many guys, a lot of guys that weren't right for me. They were, and I didn't know that at that time, but they weren't right for me. They were just, their lifestyle was just completely left field from what I know about myself now. And had I known that, I wouldn't have even went towards there. But I had to go through that in order for me to get even closer to the Lord. By age 22, I came out of a very toxic relationship. Very, very toxic relationship. I mean, I was completely lost. My lifestyle was exactly what I was doing, exactly what those guys were doing with their lives, which is drinking, smoking, um, just not reading the Bible, going to clubs, socializing, just being part of the world, sort of say. If you're a Christian, you understand what that means. But yeah, my life was just a total mess. I was out from my parents' house. I was jumping from house to house with boyfriends and just going into relationships here and there, and it was just a complete mess. But yeah, by age 22, after that toxic relationship, I rededicated my life to the Lord, and I realized that I was just completely lost without him. And the way he came to me was through music, and I've developed this passion for music, and I started singing in church, and that was my way of pretty much expressing the years lost with him, and just realizing that his grace is so great for me. So how I realized I needed Jesus was exactly that. I was completely lost. I was trying to fill in this emptiness inside of my heart through relationships with guys, and they just end up failing. And then I just dedicated my life to Jesus. Number 3, how I committed my life to Jesus, which is, again, that's how. I he spoke to me through music. There's Hillsongs in particular. Spoke to me. I remember crying, just crying in my car, and that song was playing by Hillsong, Trust, and Father. So those songs really hit close to my heart. Number 4, the difference Jesus has made in my life. Well, man, I was this I just always had to defend myself. I was always argumentative. And then, yeah, I still have that a part of me, but I never listened to anybody. And again, I still have that a part of me, but I listen now. I want to know what I'm doing wrong. And even though it hurts that he chisels all these bad things about my life, like I feel at some point, dang, stop picking on me kind of thing. Like, I'm not perfect. And like, I remember I still do. It's hard to transform yourself into what you were, into what you really are, what God really wants you to be. It's hard because it's about accepting your flaws, and accepting your flaws for some people is really hard. Like, it's really hard for me to do sometimes, because I think, like, well, shoot, what about everybody else? Like, I know I'm not perfect, but it's a hard pill to swallow. But I'm not who I was before. I used to cheat a lot, and I can't even imagine doing that to Sunny at all. And I used to steal. I mean, I get conviction with even just cussing and having bad attitude. Yeah, so I'm not who I was before, and I believe I'm still in the process of growing and still maturing, you know, and I just can't wait to see what else kind of plans God have for my life, so then it can reflect in my husband's life. It can benefit my husband's life and also my future family. So I hope my testimony speaks out to some of you ladies, especially those maybe teenagers or even adults who are just completely lost in life and just don't know where to turn to, where to go. Thank you.